of fame and glory is what this one is going to be called. This will probably be a key component in understanding what I'm going to call male fragility, or lack of a male identity. Very interesting. These idiots at this church and in general, I guess, people tend to raise their kids, especially in America, to conditional love. You have to be a certain way to get love. When I found out I liked fat chicks, I was a little hesitant to tell my dad, but my dad was just such a dick, I didn't like him anyway, so I didn't really feel a need to please him in any fucking way, so I just told him, I like fat chicks. I've always said when you go around trying to please everybody, it's like giving everybody hand jobs and you never please yourself, but you're pleasing everybody else. It's a stupid way to be. Now, I remember this shit with Blondie when he was going on about how the church leaders steal other people's... of how church leaders steal other people's fame and glory. Like, it's a thing. They literally find skilled people with good ideas and steal their ideas for themselves and then give it to the church leaders. And it's explained that the church leaders are entitled to it. They're entitled to everything because they're gods. They own everything. And it's stupid. It's bullshit. It's lies. And it doesn't benefit mankind in any way. If I had to describe this, imagine you had a guy that knew all the science behind curing cancer, and then you killed him and replaced him with an entitled dickhead from this church that made millions of dollars off of that guy's fucking cure for cancer, but couldn't explain how it worked to save his life. Okay, that is a useless person by definition. Okay, I remember Blondie went on a thing talking about whenever poor people come up with good ideas or ways of making themselves money, it's important that the rich elite steal it from them. And it's because the poor people wouldn't know what to do with that money. And to which I said, fuck you, if the universe gives something to somebody, it is not your right to just take it from them. But then he explained to me, what am I gonna get? And I was like, what? And he said to me, what is he gonna get out of it if somebody else it lets their own light shine? Like, they become great, okay? Yeah. And I was like, you follow your own path in life and you uncover your own greatness. That's how that works. You don't get to go around shooting other people. And then he explained to me he doesn't have that. That's not how that works. And then he started going on about basically replacing me. And this is weird because my idiot friend Taco did the same shit where he started talking about if you ever find yourself wanting to replace other people, get mental help. You don't have an identity. Get an identity. Trust me, you'll love it. Start with values. What is important to you? Okay? What is important to you? And then don't compromise on those values. Be uncompromising. Trust me, it sounds cool and it is cool. Alright? Well, anyways, when we get into this, he then accuses me of needing external validation. He said the problem with why I failed, why I ended up signing the thing, didn't have to do with the eating the corpse, being raped, being waterboarded, assaulted, threatened, and then left out there to die by myself, and not to mention all the people who were calling me, telling me, just kill yourself, please. Please kill yourself. Like, even the FBI. It wasn't that. It was that I needed external validation. The problem is nobody was worshiping me. I'm gonna go ahead and cover a little bit of that shit, because when I was out there in the desert and they were giving me the superior psychology, it is all seeking fame and glory. That is it. It is all external validation. Nothing more. Okay? It is all external validation. That's it. And that's what these people seek, because they feel an entitlement to it, because they're losers. And when I tell you they're losers, this is why they have to steal other people and replace other people. It's because they're losers, and they can't handle it. Blot is a loser and he can't live with that fact, okay? He doesn't have a super ego because he's stuck in the unconscious mind. He doesn't know right from wrong, so he can never truly be a hero, because heroes know right from wrong. They have a strong sense of justice. This annoyed me that, once again, this was narcissistic projection. It was him projecting onto me, because he was telling me about how badly he basically wanted to replace me and take all my fame. And everybody was going to love him, no, because the church has to kill you if you get rid of the church. Okay, Blondie would have to get shot in the head. And here's the thing, they already don't follow their rules. We know that with Stu when he stole money from the church, okay? We know that when Blondie was lying and reported me to the FBI because I was technically a church leader. They should have killed him then. They didn't. So they don't follow their own rules. So this shit is arbitrary, and I'm pretty sure it might have something more to do with my skin tone as to why they want to hold me to account, but they ain't gonna hold Blondie and Stu for shit. Okay? This shit feeds into that Barbie movie with Ken when he's like, I am beach, I am truck, I am. This is a male identity crisis. You are not your external validations. You are not what other people perceive you as or think of you. Whenever you think like that, you end up virtue signaling, where you're like, I'm virtuous, and then you're not. You end up being a false person. The best way to be in life is genuine. It's easy. You don't have to keep up with a bunch of lies, a bunch of facades, or just fooling everybody you fucking meet. Okay. This is a problem in America, not just in this church. And these people in this church are disgusting, okay? The entitlement is just through the roof. They're entitled to everything. And you, dude, I get when I was president why the women were literally writing letters and talking to me about the male entitlement, and the wives kept telling me, no, it's good, the entitlement is good. The entitlement is fucking retarded. The world doesn't owe you a goddamn thing, okay? The universe doesn't owe you a goddamn thing, you entitled bitch. But I will talk about when I spoke to Blondie and he was like, a projection, you want the external validation of being a hero and all the love, and you want that, you do. No, what I wanted was, I believed people were going to help me. I made the mistake of believing there were other good people out there that were going to help me, and nobody did. Okay. And I would argue maybe on a subconscious level, and I mean this on a level I wouldn't even begin to understand. You want to talk about crazy psychological bullshit? Yes, all those horrible things did happen to me. I was beat, raped, waterboarded, assaulted, fucking all that shit to get me to sign a perjury, okay? But on a subconscious level, maybe through all that heavy metal poisoning and all that shit, maybe I actually signed that perjury because nobody was coming to help me. Yeah, maybe I just gave up hope. And here's the thing, I believe in logical shit. If I had a fully functioning brain, I know I would have made different decisions. Okay. And I firmly believe, like, you want to somehow pin all this on me, there you go. I gave up hope because nobody was coming to help me. Okay. And I remember Blondie going on and on and on, but and this little bitch is covered by the church. No matter what he does, he can never be a real man. Ever in his life. It'll never happen for him. Okay. He will forever be a child of the church. Yeah. So, what am I getting at? Like, I remember my idiot friend Taco one time, literally, we got into a fight, and he was just like, everybody likes you because of your fame. Everybody likes me because I'm a genuine person. Okay? Even when I broke that window and I tried to turn myself into the police, and they didn't, it was because I'm a genuine person, and they were like, nah, man, you're cool, you're too much of a cool dude. You go around clearing culverts and hanging out with old people. Why are we gonna put you in prison? Like, this is what happens when you're your true self. Okay? Because you are the person you are meant to be. Universally and spiritually, You could argue it's God's program, you could use it in the universe, or you could just argue it is the natural state of things. You are who you are supposed to be. When somebody rapes you, assaults you, poisons you with heavy metals, and starts telling you they have the superior psychology, your psychology is the superior psychology, because that is your natural born psychology, that is your natural born programming. That is who you are meant to be, not what these people make you into. Okay? And they're going to make you into a lot of things. Things you're not. I would argue Blondie's fucking problem is he was so far removed from his natural path in life, he himself has no idea who he is, who he wants to be, or even the only thing he knows is he needs external validation because he associates it with the conditional love he didn't get as a kid, the unconditional love he didn't get as a kid. So he's like, if I can become famous and everybody will like me, oh, it'll fix this whole... No, it won't. You'll never be happy because that's not what the real problem is, you retard. And I would argue this feeds into male fragility. Yep. These people's egos are so big they shatter like glass whenever there's a blemish. Whenever they're exposed for anything, they overreact and try to murder you. Whenever they fail at anything, they overreact and try to murder you. I was fucking with one of the church leaders. He was harassing me. And I looked at him and I said, how many animals did Moses put on his ark? And he was like, he put 2 of every animal. Everybody knows that. And I was like, Moses didn't have an ark. It was Noah, idiot. And I remembered this because he got had. And he couldn't handle it because I can do no wrong. But you just did. You done goofed. You done fucked up, clown. You know why that is? Because you're a human fucking being and not a god. Grow up. Okay? You gotta come out of Never Never Land and be an adult. I know it's hard. Okay? I don't know what about, like, as a kid, dude, I lived my dream for I don't know how long, because what happened, like, I freed a whole bunch of princesses, I became a hero, and it was all there in my hands, and these people made sure I could never have it. And if you know anything about me, whenever I win at anything, that's what happens. I get the prize, I do the work. I'll tell you this, when I was in high school, they wanted to give me a special ed diploma even though I had already gotten the dual diploma, and it was because I kept telling teachers my entire life that I had difficulty with comprehension in math, comprehension in writing. And they didn't believe me. They told me, you're making excuses, you're lying, there's nothing wrong with you. And then in high school, I was given a cognitive exam, and they found out I had a cognitive deficiency. It means I'm inherently stupid. And these idiots at the church, they drink lead. They're dumber than I am. I'm naturally stupid. These people are dumber than me. That's scary. Okay? That's scary, because they're in control of shit. Well, anyways, they then immediately wanted to take away my dual diploma and give me a special ed diploma, because they had fucked up my entire life because all they did was ignore me and ignore me and ignore me. Okay? And it's kind of funny, I think the one time the world was willing to listen to me is when these assholes made me president, but I had to be high on drugs, and I had to be doing all the bad things, and I had to have a fucked up psychology. I had to have a psychology that wasn't mine. And it is an inferior psychology. It is a stupid, narcissistic idiot. Okay? Holy shit, that disgusting creature they turned me into out there in that desert. What the fuck? Okay? And dude, even if Jasmine and the other dumb bitches out there took me to fucking court for rape or assault or whatever I did out there when I was president, I would go, they told me that was the superior psychology. That's what it looks like, you dumb bitch. Okay? That's why you don't do that to people's minds. Okay? As soon as I defeated the church, you dumb retard should have said, I guess he has a superior psychology. All the other guys went to prison. How superior could they be? I don't know. Obviously, I still feel a certain way about what they did to me, but this is what happens when stupid people don't know their goddamn place. And I don't mean like they're garbage or whatever. We all have a place in the universe. These people don't know their place in the universe. Okay? They don't know their place. The way a child grows up and says they want to be a doctor, and then things go according to plan, everything works out, that person becomes a doctor, life fulfilled. Okay, these idiots don't have that. They're imbeciles with barcodes, mass-produced barcodes, waiting to be assigned a task. Nothing more. Hollow, empty baboons that are caricatures of people. They have no ideologies, they have no dreams, they have no aspirations, and the only thing they know is they want the external validation they didn't get as a kid. Yeah. And even their superior psychology wanted the external validation it didn't get as a kid. The president himself wants that validation he didn't get as a kid. Hey, here's a good drug trip for you. Rewind every one of your fucking church leaders' minds into their childhood with your bullshit LSD trips, and then give them a vision of daddy patting them on the head and going, "Attaboy, you did it. I love you." And every time they complete a task, they take a shit in the toilet, "Daddy, I love you." Piss in the fucking toilet, "I love you." Hit a ball, "I love you." Lose at the softball game, "You're still the greatest kid I ever met." Okay? And you put that in their fucking brains because reality's subjective to them, and you can just give them new memories that never fucking happened. Because they're emotionally stunted imbeciles. Okay? Like, whatever, man. Hope you guys found this video useful. If you're male struggling with identity issues, once again, establish your values, ask what's important, try to make sure you're a part of a political party that aligns with your values. I meet a lot of people that tell me they're Republicans, but they want health care. They want free health care. That's not a Republican thing. It's not. It never will be. Okay. Yeah. I guess this is where we're at with this. The only thing I've ever been good at in my entire life, believe it or not, is being me. I've never been exceptional at anything. And I draw pictures a lot. Okay? I've wasted hours trying to learn how to dance. Okay? I've done drawing tutorials, math, reading, writing, all of it. None of it ever clicked with me. The greatest thing I could ever be is myself. Alright. And it almost made me one of the greatest people on the planet, but there was an army of evil bastards, sons of perdition from a church that are all going to hell, and they are going to hell. There is no escaping that fate for them. I have no idea why I just said that, but whatever. If you guys found this useful, don't be a Ken. Don't ever be like, I am a car. Like, you never want to be that guy that wins the lottery, buys an expensive car, and then when it wrecks, you're like, oh no, my personality got wrecked. Okay? If you're that person, you're an imbecile, you're a sad, hollow person, and you will never reach fulfillment, or your highest self, or your true form. Yeah, you'll never... Don't make me assume my true form. You will never reach your true form in life, if that is how you think. Okay? It's a capitalist structure. It's a thing they market to you daily. You need this to be that. You need that to be this. Okay? I've always been offended when I look in a magazine. It's always a skinny hot chick with a guy. And they're like, how to get the chicks? And I was like, how do you get the fat chicks? The secret is to walk into McDonald's and rub Big Macs all over you. And once you smell like a Big Mac, or you just wait around McDonald's long enough, you eventually smell like McDonald's. Fat chicks will follow you around. Shh, don't tell anyone.